Deforestation is one of Colombia's most pressing environmental problems, resulting in the loss of 220,000 hectares of forest every year. This issue has far-reaching consequences for the environment, economy, and society of the country. Our goal in this video is to examine the primary causes, consequences, and remedies of Colombian deforestation. Before we learn more about Colombia, make sure to subscribe and fuel your interest in the stories and culture that shapes Latin America. 1. Agricultural expansion. One of the main drivers of deforestation in Colombia is agricultural expansion. As the country's population grows, food and other agricultural products are in higher demand due to its fertile land. In order to meet this demand, farmers often clear large areas of forest to make way for crops or livestock. According to a report by the United Nations Food and Agriculture Organization, agriculture is responsible for 71% of deforestation in Colombia. A notable example of this practice can be found in the Amazon rainforest, a region that has been severely deforested in recent years. Brazilian soybean production has also had a knock-on effect in Colombia, where farmers clear forests for pastureland to feed Brazil's growing beef demand. 2. Illegal logging. Illegal logging is another significant cause of deforestation in Colombia. The country's forests contain a wide variety of valuable timber species, such as mahogany, cedar, and rosewood. It is unfortunate that many of these trees are illegally harvested, either for domestic consumption or for export. A report by the Environmental Investigation Agency estimates that up to 80% of Colombia's timber exports are illegally harvested. Illegal logging is often carried out by criminal gangs, who operate with impunity in many parts of the country, leading to the destruction of large areas of forest. It not only damages the environment but also contributes to organized crime growth and undermines the rule of law. 3. Mining. Colombia's mining industry is another major cause of deforestation. The country is rich in mineral resources, including gold, silver, and copper. The construction of roads or the clearing of land for mining operations often result in the destruction of forests as a result of mining activities. The practice is particularly damaging in areas such as the Amazon rainforest, where mining has caused significant environmental damage and displaced indigenous populations. Mining activities in Colombia are often carried out by large multinational companies, who may prioritize profits over environmental protection. This has led to conflicts with local communities and environmental groups, who argue that mining activities are unsustainable and destructive. 4. Infrastructure development. Infrastructure development, including the construction of roads and dams, is another cause of deforestation in Colombia. The government has invested heavily in infrastructure projects in recent years, causing large areas of forest to be destroyed. Some of these projects have also resulted in displacement of indigenous communities that rely on the forest for their livelihoods. Economic growth and the desire to connect remote areas of a country to markets and urban centers often drive infrastructure development. However, the environmental and social costs of these projects are often overlooked, leading to conflicts and protests. Deforestation in Colombia has significant consequences for the environment, economy, and society of the country. Some of the main consequences include: 1. Loss of biodiversity. Colombia has a vast array of unique plant and animal species, making it one of the most biodiverse countries in the world. Deforestation destroys critical habitats for these species, leading to the loss of biodiversity. According to the International Union for Conservation of Nature, IUCN, Colombia is home to over 56,000 plant species and over 1,900 animal species, many of which are endangered. Ecosystem function and human well-being are adversely affected by the loss of biodiversity. Pollination, carbon sequestration, and water regulation are all affected by the loss of biodiversity, which can have a cascading effect on other species and the environment. 2. Climate change. Deforestation contributes significantly to climate change, as forests store carbon dioxide. As forests are cleared, carbon is released into the atmosphere, contributing to climate change. The World Wildlife Fund, WWF, estimates that deforestation in Colombia releases 47 million metric tons of carbon dioxide annually. Furthermore, deforestation can exacerbate the effects of climate change as well as contribute to it. As forests are lost, local weather patterns can change, soil erosion increases, and water availability decreases, all of which can have a significant impact on agricultural productivity. 3. Displacement of indigenous communities. Deforestation often leads to the displacement of indigenous communities, who depend on the forest for their livelihoods. These communities are often marginalized and vulnerable, with limited access to resources and political power. As a result of forest clearing, these communities lose their homes, food, and income, resulting in poverty and social unrest. 4. Economic impacts. There are both positive and negative economic impacts associated with deforestation. Local communities and the national economy can benefit from the expansion of agriculture and mining, which can generate jobs and economic growth. These short-term benefits may be outweighed by the long-term costs of deforestation. Deforestation can decrease soil fertility, decrease water availability, and reduce agricultural productivity, which can undermine economic growth. Forest loss can also impact industries such as tourism, which rely on natural environments to attract visitors. Colombian deforestation must be addressed through a multifaceted approach that addresses the root causes. Some of the strategies that could be employed include: 1. Promoting sustainable agriculture. The promotion of sustainable agriculture practices in Colombia that prioritize conservation and ecological sustainability can help reduce deforestation. This could include promoting agroforestry systems, which combine tree planting with crop production, or supporting the development of alternative livelihoods that do not depend on forest destruction. 2. Strengthening law enforcement. Law enforcement and crackdowns on illegal logging and mining can help reduce deforestation in Colombia. This could involve improving the capacity of environmental protection agencies, providing incentives for compliance, and increasing penalties for illegal activities. 3. Protecting indigenous lands. Deforestation can be reduced and sustainable land use promoted by protecting indigenous land rights and involving them in decision-making processes. Indigenous territories could be legally recognized and indigenous peoples' role in forest management could be strengthened. 4. Investing in green infrastructure. By investing in green infrastructure, such as public transportation systems and renewable energy, we can reduce the need for roads and other infrastructure that contributes to deforestation. In addition, this could lead to a reduction in greenhouse gas emissions and a more sustainable economy. Deforestation is a complex issue that has significant environmental, social, and economic impacts in Colombia. It will require a concerted effort from all sectors of society, including government, industry, civil society, and local communities. By promoting sustainable land use practices, strengthening law enforcement, protecting indigenous lands, and investing in green infrastructure, it may be possible to reduce deforestation and promote a more sustainable future for Colombia. Express your love for Latin America by subscribing to the channel, and help us share our love for the culture, stories, and history that this rich set of countries have to bring.